Hey everybody, welcome back. If you are a highly sensitive, self-aware, freedom-seeking, multifaceted, creative, or technically gifted individual who is looking to find clients and customers to hire you for your unique skill sets, then you are going to want to watch this video because I'm about to tell you 3 non-social media methods that are proven to work to help you find good paying customers without having to worry about building a following or worrying too much about your online presence. If you feel like you have been distracted doing everything but making money, then these are a game changer for you. So there is a little bit of pre-work you are going to have to do in order to do what I'm about to talk about. And it's really simple. You simply want to set up a coffee chat calendar link. Okay, I use a tool called Calendly. I'm recommending it just because it's what I use and what has worked for me, but any type of calendar booking system is fine. You can just do good old Google appointment setting. There is no special technical tool for this. Just make sure somebody can book a calendar appointment where you will either meet virtually or in person. If you're trying to do business online, it's likely going to be online, and so you will need either Zoom or Google Meets. It can be done on FaceTime. It can be a phone call. Don't forget about those, okay? But you want to be able to book these casual, get to know you conversations with people. Set that up. Make sure your system is working so you're getting reminders so you don't miss these important calls. Once you have that, the first thing you want to do is go and activate your network by letting everybody on your contacts list, whether they are contacts from when you were in college or university, previous employment, previous clients, even ask people in your immediate network if they know anybody who you should be introduced to who might need your services. Now, I'm being very broad about this because it's going to depend what it is you are selling. It could be anything from consulting to graphic design. It could be a technical skill set. In my case, when I was doing this, I had my ads agency, right? So I'm looking for people who might need somebody to run their ads. But whatever it is that you do, work your network and try to set a goal of how many of these conversations you want to be having in a week, in a month, and work really hard to fill that goal. Because the more conversations you're having, the better this is going to pay off. But the truth about this method is this is not a sales call that you are booking. This is a get to know you call where both of you are going to share a little bit of your story and background, and you're genuinely going to get to know each other. You are two people meeting for the first time. Now, the importance of this is not to just focus on what you can get from the other individual via this call, which in your mind is likely hired or having them purchase, a retainer from you or bring you in on a project. Instead, focus on endearing yourself to that person and demonstrating your value. If they have any questions about what you do, be open and share with them. Do not do the hard sell at this conversation. If they want to have that sales conversation, that's a separate one. This is a get to know you. Because what I found from these is they often turn into not just a potential opportunity to be hired by that person. If you do this well, you will get referred. That person will then start thinking about you and all of the people that they have access to who may also need your help. Doing this can grow and accelerate the growth of your business much more effectively than trying to stand out online. Because still in the real world, not online, where a lot of people focus their attention, people are still doing business in a traditional way. And it's still about who they know and they like and they trust. And if your skill sets are niche, meaning that they're unique and hard to come by, somebody with the type of multifaceted skill sets that you may possess, then you are going to be a refreshing introduction for that person. They're going to be so excited to know you because they are going to be credited for bringing you to all these other people. But that only works if they like you when they meet you, and you really put an effort in to get to know them and put yourself in a position to be of value to them. So then they will recognize that you're a valuable, competent person who they then feel comfortable introducing to the rest of their network. So that's why coffee conversations are so effective for accelerating your business growth, and why I suggest that's the very first thing you do. But in direct complement to that, you also want to be doing some traditional networking. Now, traditional networking is not social media marketing or social media networking like you'll see very passe in Facebook groups or different online communities. Intentional networking, where you're attending networking events either that are free or paid. You may have to pay for these. You may have to pay to buy a ticket to a conference. You may even have to travel to a conference, or participating in virtual and online networking events that may be free or something you may pay for. Paying for them typically gives you access to more serious people, and sometimes these exist inside of membership communities that are relatively affordable, where you're going to get access to people who are also inside of that same membership. So they're all working on the same thing together, and that automatically is a great way to meet people whom you can be of service to, as long as they're not all selling the same thing as you are. So you want to look for, obviously, networking opportunities where there's a variety of different types of businesses, not necessarily be with your peers, but be with people who could use you as a service. Now, networking itself might be outside of your comfort zone right now, or maybe you've tried it before and it felt really like going through the motions, like you didn't really connect with anybody, and maybe it left you feeling a bit like, what is the point of this? Especially if you have any form of kind of like introverted tendencies or neurodivergence, where that type of more stiff socializing can be difficult or extra overwhelming for you. I know I used to have a lot of social anxiety. I don't know what possessed me, but for some reason I was still a master at networking. And I used a phrase or a saying to convince myself, which was, you do the things that others won't to have the things that others don't. I knew exactly what I wanted to gain from networking, and I used that to motivate me beyond my own social anxieties or even my fear of rejection or fear of being disliked or not accepted in these social groups. I really put myself out there and I networked a lot. I went to tech conferences and different conferences where I knew the types of people whom I could work for and with would be. A lot of consulting work and long-term contracts came from that, and I highly recommend it. It is really good for you to always have on your calendar in person as well as online networking opportunities if you are looking to grow your business. Now, the third technique I want to share with all of you, and I think it's a little bit rebellious, but it has definitely worked for me, and it may very well work for you, especially in the current gig economy. What I have done in the past and will do again if the need occurs is, when job opportunities or alerts pop up for a full-time employment opportunity, I apply for them. But my resume is positioned in a way that I share all of my skills as well as my assets, because I come with some other things, which is my social media presence and platform, as well as all of the various different things that I do that show evidence of my various unique skill sets. If your skills are very niche and unconventional, but they are highly valuable, you will definitely get a call. You will be able to interview for that job position, but the opportunity to actually negotiate to be a contractor that they hire versus hiring you into their company may be on the table. That has happened for me many times. People were looking for somebody to do something in-house, and I said, well, I can stay out of house. You pay me an invoice, we come up with my retainer, and I will do these tasks for you. And that has worked out very well. Because people are still working with this conventional corporate structure for a lot of companies that have budgets and have high-level decision makers looking to fill positions inside of these companies, you can kind of get those introductions to those high-level decision makers by putting your resume in the mix. And that doesn't mean that you have to be looking for a full-time job to do this. I have definitely turned job interviews into contracts for my services. So if I can do it, you can definitely do it as well. Of course, it's gonna depend how you handle yourself in those conversations, but it has worked out, and so I really wanna tell people this little secret sauce, because if you're sitting there right now going, "How am I going to get somebody to hire me for these unique skill sets that you know have incredible value, but are often difficult to get traction with, or you feel like you're competing with everybody else in the social media world, in the online marketing place?" Then definitely try this technique. Look for job listings where your skill sets are listed as some of the required or desired skill sets of the job opportunity, and put yourself in the resume pile, shoot your shot, and then when it comes down to having a conversation about actually hiring you, pitch yourself as a contractor so you can remain self-employed, keep that freedom lifestyle that you desire, but still get them the outcome and results that they want, because sometimes that's a win-win thing for companies, especially ones that are already online based or most of their staff is already remote. Okay, so I hope you found this helpful and valuable jumping into the new year. Let me know what you thought of these 3 suggestions and if you will be implementing any of them. And also, if you are watching this and you haven't yet joined my Facebook group, Enlightened Entrepreneurs, I would love to see you there. Come on in, let everybody know that you came over from my channel. I can't wait to see how we grow this year. I have a big vision for how my channel expands. Every subscribe, every comment is very appreciated. So if this was valuable to you, please do one gesture of kindness to me and tap that subscribe. It means the world. Thank you so much. Take care.